Welcome back to Prime Wealth. Today we're diving into something that's really practical and honestly pretty exciting. Money apps.
Yeah, it's amazing how technology can simplify our financial lives, right?
Exactly. There are so many apps out there, but not all of them are created equal. We'll help you navigate through some of the best options for budgeting, investing, and even tracking your expenses.
And let's not forget about security. With so much personal information at stake, we'll discuss which apps prioritize your safety and privacy.
That's a big deal, for sure. We want to ensure that as you explore these tools, you're also protecting yourself. Plus, we'll share some tips on how to integrate these apps into your daily routine without feeling overwhelmed.
Right. It's all about making your financial journey smoother and more manageable.
So whether you're looking to get your spending in check, save for retirement, or just keep better tabs on where your money is going, we've got you covered.
Let's jump right in and start exploring these money apps.
Yes, let's do it. First up, we'll look at budgeting apps, which can really help you get a grip on your finances. You know, Alex, when we talk about money apps, it's not just about convenience anymore. For folks over 40, it feels like a whole different game, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Jordan. At this stage in life, you're often balancing retirement planning with immediate financial needs. And it's crucial to have tools that help you navigate both effectively.
Right. And let's not forget about inflation. It's been a hot topic lately. Prices are rising, and that can really eat into savings. I mean, if someone is planning to retire in the next decade, they need to be acutely aware of how inflation could impact their purchasing power.
Exactly. A few years ago, inflation was relatively low, and many people thought they could just set their plans and forget about them. But now, with rising costs, you need to constantly reassess your financial strategies. Money apps can help you track expenses in real time, giving you a clearer picture of where your money is going.
And that real-time tracking can be a game changer. I think about my friend Lisa, who's in her early 50s. She used to just check her bank statements once a month, which, wasn't really cutting it. But since she started using a budgeting app, she's noticed where she can cut back on unnecessary expenses, like that subscription she forgot she even had.
That's a great example. Those little subscriptions can really add up. And for someone like Lisa, it's not just about saving money. It's about reallocating those funds toward her retirement savings, or maybe even her travel dreams down the line.
Yes, it's about aligning your spending with your goals. And with many people over 40 thinking about how to secure their financial future, having a good grasp on where every dollar is going is more important than ever.
And let's not forget the emotional side of money. People often find financial topics stressful, and that's completely normal. Money apps can reduce some of that anxiety by providing clarity and control. If you can see your financial picture laid out in front of you, it can be a lot less daunting.
That's so true. I think about my uncle, who's nearing retirement. He always avoided looking at his finances because he felt overwhelmed. But since he started using a simple app to track his investments and expenses, he feels more empowered. He actually told me that he's sleeping better at night.
That's a powerful change. When you feel in control, it impacts every aspect of your life. The stress of financial uncertainty can manifest in so many ways. Relationships, health, you name it.
Exactly. And we can't ignore the statistics either. According to recent surveys, a significant number of people over 40 feel unprepared for retirement. That can lead to a sense of hopelessness. But with the right tools, those feelings can be alleviated.
Yes, and it's also about understanding recent economic trends. Many people are living longer, which means retirement savings need to stretch further. This is where budgeting apps can help people project their future expenses and savings needs more accurately.
Right. And they can simulate scenarios too, like, what if you want to retire 5 years earlier? What does that look like? What adjustments do you need to make now?
That's a fantastic feature. It allows people to play out various scenarios without making any real financial commitments. You can adjust variables, like expected returns on investments or changes in spending habits, to see how it impacts your financial future.
So it really helps in making informed decisions. And for someone who may not have been tech-savvy in their earlier years, these apps are becoming more user-friendly and intuitive.
Exactly. There's a learning curve, but many apps are designed with the user experience in mind. Plus, there are tons of tutorials and communities online where users share tips and tricks. It's a supportive way to step into digital finance.
I've seen that too. The community aspect can be really encouraging. If you're feeling lost, there are forums where you can ask questions or get advice from others who are also navigating similar stages in life.
And that sense of community can help ease the emotional burden of managing finances. Knowing you're not alone in this journey can be empowering.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole aspect of tracking investments. As people over 40 are often focused on retirement accounts, having an app that consolidates all of that information can simplify the process immensely.
Yes, and being able to see how your investments are performing in real time can lead to quicker adjustments. If someone realizes their portfolio isn't aligned with their risk tolerance anymore, they can take action sooner rather than later.
So it really comes down to using these apps not just as tools, but as a part of a broader strategy for financial well-being.
That's spot on. They're not a magic bullet, but they are incredibly useful. They can help you stay organized, informed, and confident, which is crucial as you approach retirement.
And with so many choices out there, it's important for listeners to find the right app that fits their lifestyle and financial goals.
Exactly. So let's talk about some strategies for choosing the right apps and how to integrate them into your daily routine.
So let's dive into some of the core strategies and rules of thumb when it comes to money apps. I mean, there are so many out there, right?
Absolutely. And it can feel overwhelming. But, the first thing to keep in mind is to clearly define what you want to achieve with a money app. Are you looking to budget, track expenses, or maybe save for a specific goal?
Right. It's like having a map before you start your journey. It helps you choose the right app. So let's say someone wants to budget. What's a good starting point?
A great starting point is to use the 50/30/20ths rule. This means you allocate 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment.
That's a solid framework. And how do money apps fit into that?
Well, many budgeting apps have built-in features that help you categorize your expenses according to that rule. For example, if you're using an app like YNAB, you can set your budget categories and track your spending in real time.
So it's like having a personal finance coach in your pocket, right?
Exactly. And once you've set up your budget, you need to review it regularly. A good practice is to check in on your budget weekly. It keeps you accountable and allows you to make adjustments if you're overspending in a particular category.
That makes sense. What about savings? Are there specific apps that can help with that?
Definitely. One popular option is Acorns. It automatically invests your spare change by rounding up your purchases. If you buy a coffee for $3.50, it'll round it up to $4 and invest the difference.
That's a clever way to save. But what if someone wants to save for a bigger goal, like a vacation or a new car?
In that case, apps like Capital can be really helpful. You can set specific savings goals and create rules to help you reach them. For example, you might set a rule that whenever you buy a coffee, $5 goes into your vacation fund.
Oh, I love that. It's like gamifying your savings.
Exactly. And it's important to make saving as automatic as possible. The less you have to think about it, the better.
So automating savings is a key strategy. What about tracking expenses?
For expense tracking, an app like Mint works wonders. It links to your bank accounts and categorizes your spending automatically. You can see where your money is going without having to manually input everything.
That sounds like a huge time saver. But how do you ensure you're not just passively looking at those numbers?
Great question. The key is to set up alerts. For instance, you can get notifications when you're nearing your budget limits in certain categories. It keeps you engaged and aware of your spending habits.
I can see how that would keep you accountable. What about debt repayment?
For managing debt, an app like Debt Payoff Planner can be really useful. You input your debts, and it creates a repayment plan based on your preferences, like the snowball or avalanche method.
So snowball is paying off the smallest debts first to build momentum, and avalanche is tackling the highest interest rates first, right?
Exactly. And whichever method you choose, having a visual representation of your progress can be really motivating.
That's true. And speaking of motivation, sometimes people need a little extra push. Are there apps that help with that?
Yes, indeed. Apps like StickK can actually hold you accountable by creating a commitment contract. You set a goal, and if you don't achieve it, you have to pay a penalty.
Wow, that's some serious motivation. But I guess it's not for everyone.
Right. It's important to find what works for you personally. Some people thrive on accountability, while others might find it too stressful.
So flexibility is key when choosing apps. You've mentioned a few great tools already. Are there any general rules of thumb for using these apps effectively?
Absolutely. First, start small. Pick 1 or 2 apps that meet your primary needs and get comfortable with them before adding more.
That's a good point. Sometimes people can get carried away trying to use every app under the sun.
Yes, and that can lead to confusion or overwhelm. Also, regularly review your goals and progress. If an app isn't serving you anymore or feels cumbersome, don't hesitate to switch to something that fits better.
And keeping your data secure is crucial, right?
Definitely. Make sure the apps you use have strong encryption and 2-factor authentication. Your financial information should always be protected.
So being mindful of security is part of the process. Any other tips?
Yes, don't forget to engage with your financial community. Many apps have forums or social features where users share tips and experiences. It can be really inspiring.
That's a great way to learn from others. So to sum up, defining your goals, choosing the right apps, automating where possible, and staying engaged with your financial journey are all critical.
Exactly. And while these strategies can set you up for success, it's also important to be aware of common pitfalls that can derail your efforts.
Like getting too comfortable with your budget and forgetting to adjust it.
Exactly. Or relying solely on apps without taking the time to really understand your financial situation. Balance is key, and staying proactive is essential to long-term financial health.
So let's transition into those common pitfalls. So Alex, as we dive deeper into money apps, let's talk about some of the common pitfalls people run into. What do you see as the biggest mistakes folks make when they start using these tools?
Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest mistakes is not really understanding the app's features before diving in. People download them thinking they'll solve all their problems, but they often miss out on key functionalities.
Right, like they might not realize there are budgeting features or investment tracking capabilities.
Exactly. I once had a client, let's call her Sarah, who downloaded a popular budgeting app but only used it to track her spending. She didn't explore the goal-setting features, which meant she struggled to save for her vacation.
That's a great example. So what should she have done instead?
A bit of exploration would have gone a long way. Taking the time to watch tutorials or read the FAQs can really help users maximize the app's potential. It's like having a new tool. If you don't know how it works, you're not going to use it effectively.
That's so true. And I imagine another common pitfall is relying too heavily on the app without doing any manual checks.
Yes! That over-reliance can lead to issues. I've seen people think they're saving money because the app says so, but they forget about automatic payments or recurring subscriptions.
Oh, I know those can sneak up on you.
Right? There was a guy named Mike who thought he was in great shape financially, but when we dug deeper, he found he had a monthly subscription for a service he hadn't used in over a year. The app didn't alert him about it, and it was draining his budget.
So it's about finding the balance between the app's insights and your own awareness.
Exactly. Another mistake is not regularly reviewing the app's data. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to check in.
Yeah, like doing a monthly financial checkup.
Exactly! I had a couple, Lisa and Tom, who were using an investment app. They set it up with their risk tolerance and investment goals, but they hadn't looked at it in months. When they finally checked, they realized their risk profile had changed, and they were way too aggressive in their investments for their current needs.
Oh, wow. That must have been a shock for them.
It really was. They learned the hard way that just because technology can automate things, it doesn't mean you can set it and forget it. Regular check-ins can help catch things before they become a problem.
That's a great reminder. And what about security? I imagine without the right safeguards, people might be exposing themselves to risks.
Absolutely. Security is often overlooked. Many users don't take the necessary steps to secure their accounts. I've seen cases where people use the same password across multiple apps, which is a huge risk.
Yikes! That can lead to some pretty serious issues if one app gets compromised.
Exactly. There was a woman named Karen who had her financial app hacked because she reused a password from a less secure site. It was a wake-up call for her. Using strong, unique passwords and enabling two-factor authentication is essential.
So that's a big red flag. If you notice you're not taking security seriously, that's a dangerous sign.
Yes, and another common issue is people not updating their financial goals as life changes.
Like, if you have a baby or change jobs.
Exactly. I had a client, James, who was using a savings app. He set a goal to save for a new car, but then he got a promotion and moved to a new city. His financial priorities shifted, but he didn't adjust his goals in the app.
So he was still saving for the car when he might have needed that money for something else?
Right. He ended up missing out on opportunities that could have better served his current situation. Regularly revisiting your goals can help ensure your financial plans align with your life changes.
That's such an important point. It's all about staying flexible and responsive.
Totally. And I think another pitfall is not utilizing community or support features that many apps offer.
Like forums or peer comparisons.
Exactly. Many apps have built-in communities where users can share tips and experiences. I know someone who was hesitant to participate in these forums, thinking they wouldn't gain anything. But once she did, she learned strategies for saving that she hadn't considered.
So engaging with others can really enhance your experience and knowledge?
Definitely. It's all about leveraging the collective wisdom of others. But on the flip side, you also have to be careful about taking advice from random users without doing your own research.
That's a good point. It's all about balance, right?
Yes, for sure. And finally, one last pitfall I see is setting unrealistic expectations.
Oh, like thinking an app is going to magically solve all your financial problems?
Exactly. I had a client who thought by merely downloading a financial planning app, her money issues would resolve themselves. She quickly got frustrated when it didn't happen overnight.
So it's really about understanding that a tool is just that, a tool.
Right? It takes consistent effort and engagement on your part. Recognizing that it's a part of a larger financial strategy is crucial.
So if listeners find themselves relating to any of these pitfalls, what can they do to get back on track?
Well, first, take a step back and assess your current usage of the app. Are you fully utilizing its features?
That's a great starting point.
Then, ensure you're regularly checking in on your financial goals and reviewing your data. Don't let the app do all the work for you.
And definitely prioritize security. Make sure your accounts are safe.
Absolutely. And consider engaging with the community features too. You might gain valuable insights.
So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together. So now that we've talked about some great money apps, I think it's really important to dive into how listeners can start implementing these tools in their own lives.
Absolutely, Jordan. The first step is really about identifying what you need most. Are you looking to budget better, save for a specific goal, or maybe track your investments?
Right. Starting with a clear goal can make it so much easier to choose the right app. For budgeting, something like YNAB or Mint might be a great fit.
Yeah, those are solid choices. YNAB in particular really helps you allocate every dollar you earn, which can be super empowering.
And if someone is just getting started, they don't need to jump into everything at once. Starting with one app is perfectly fine, right?
Exactly. You can really focus on mastering one tool before moving on to others. Once you feel comfortable with budgeting, you might want to explore saving apps like Capital or Digit, which automate your savings.
Those can be game changers. But let's say someone feels overwhelmed by all the options. What's a good way to simplify this?
Well, I'd recommend creating a checklist. First, write down your financial goals. Then, prioritize them. Is it saving for retirement, paying down debt, or maybe building an emergency fund?
That sounds like a great starting point. After you have your list, it's time to research. You could spend a few minutes reading reviews or watching tutorials about each app.
And don't forget to check for any fees or hidden costs. Some apps might sound great, but have subscription fees that could cut into your savings.
Right. Transparency is key. Once you select an app, the next step is to actually set it up.
Yes, it can be a little tedious at first, but taking the time to input your information accurately will pay off later.
And once it's set up, it's all about developing a habit of checking in. Maybe set a weekly date with yourself to review your finances.
That's a fantastic idea. Consistency is crucial. Even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, checking in can help you stay on track.
And if you're using a savings app, seeing your balance grow can be really motivating, right?
Definitely. A little progress goes a long way in building confidence. When you start to see those numbers increase, it reinforces the habit.
On the flip side, if someone's using an investment app, what should they keep in mind?
Great question. With investment apps, it's important to stay informed about your investments. Regularly reviewing your portfolio can help you understand how your choices are performing.
And if you're new to investing, starting small can help ease any anxiety. You don't have to invest a ton of money right away.
Exactly. Many apps allow you to start with just a few dollars. It's a good way to learn without feeling overwhelmed.
And speaking of learning, are there any books or resources you'd recommend for those looking to deepen their understanding of personal finance?
Sure. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is a classic for budgeting and getting out of debt. Another one is The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, which really breaks down investing in an accessible way.
Those are excellent picks. And let's not forget about podcasts and blogs, right?
Absolutely. There's a wealth of information out there. Following a personal finance blog or tuning into finance podcasts can provide ongoing motivation and new strategies.
I love that, and it's such a great way to stay engaged. Even setting up alerts for financial news can help keep you informed about market changes.
That's a smart move. Staying updated can influence your decisions, especially if you're investing.
And if someone feels like they're stuck, talking to a financial advisor can be a huge help.
Definitely. A good advisor can provide personalized advice tailored to your specific situation. It's worth considering, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed.
So to recap some immediate actions, start by identifying your financial goals, create that checklist, and choose one app to focus on.
And remember to set it up, develop a habit of checking in, and keep learning through books, podcasts, or blogs.
Exactly. This journey is all about taking small, manageable steps that build on each other over time.
That's right. And as you build those habits, you'll find yourself feeling more secure and in control of your financial future.
So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together.
So, to wrap things up, we really covered a lot in our Money Apps review, didn't we?
Absolutely. First off, we highlighted how essential it is to find the right app that suits your personal finance goals.
Right, and we talked about the importance of user-friendliness. If an app feels complicated, it can actually do more harm than good,
Yeah, and we can't forget about security. Making sure your sensitive information is safe is crucial when choosing any financial tool.
Definitely. And we mentioned how some apps offer unique features like budgeting tools or investment tracking that can really enhance your financial journey.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between functionality and ease of use.
And remember, it's okay to try out a few different apps until you find the one that really clicks with you. Personal finance is personal after all.
For sure. And, we hope this discussion inspires you to take control of your finances in a way that feels right for you.
Exactly. It's never too late to start, and every small step counts toward building long-term financial security.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find it helpful, especially if they're over 40.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, too. So drop a comment and let us know what money apps you've tried or any tips you have.
And don't miss our next episode, where we'll dive into financial resolutions that actually stick.
It's going to be a great conversation about setting achievable goals for your financial future.
Until then, keep those financial dreams alive and take care of yourselves.
Yeah, see you next time.